Hello and welcome back to another episode of a crazy little thing called Lovdev. I delve into Reddit, my own life, and anything that I can think of. This is episode 168, Shutdown the Circus. What's up, people? How are we all doing? Welcome back to another crazy little thing called Lovdev. This is how we do it on my podcast. Let me give you guys a quick recap of the week that I've had. So this week we had my mother-in-law's funeral. We had it on the Monday gone, on the day of the release of the previous podcast. It was good. It was a good send-off. Funerals are always not the best thing, are they? No one looks forward to a funeral unless you're having a wake. But us Indians, we don't have wakes. So we had the funeral. The body came to my mother-in-law's house. We all paid our respects, saw her for the last time. Then we went to the crematorium because Indians, as in Hindus and Sikhs, get cremated. We don't get buried. So we had a cremation service, which was down the road from my house. We had a lovely time. It was nice to see people there just, supporting us, being there for the family, seeing friends, people I haven't seen in ages. So we don't have wakes. We just have, a prayer at the temple. So that's what us Indians usually do. But overall, the funeral was really nice. You never know when you're going to lose somebody. Now I try and say hello to anyone, even if it's a stranger. Because you never know if you're ever going to see that stranger again. So I'll just try and make the effort to say hello to somebody. If they be nice to you, say thank you. It always helps. Talking about thank yous, I just want to say a quick thank you to Am I a Weirdo? Last week's podcast episode, I covered a little story about somebody who got lost and actually had to call their mom to come and retrieve them. And they just got back from therapy. I sent them the episode. They've never listened to this podcast before. But they were dead nice and they answered any of my questions that I had. So I did ask, am I a weirdo? First of all, she said, thank you so much. Laughed my ass off. I love that. So she loved that episode. And she said, I'll answer all of your questions. So I asked her, what therapy are you on? She said, behavioural. Probably why she behaved so bad, because she was driving and got lost. I said, did you have a panic attack? And she said, yes, I did. She had a panic attack and now she's going for therapy for being lost. Bless her. That's the first response I've had from anyone who listens to this podcast has actually responded to my question. So thank you for that, weirdo. And as we were on the topic of embarrassing moments, it only makes sense that we do another embarrassing moment from the Reddit forum. This one has been posted by somebody called Fairly Gnarly. Fairly Gnarly has a very embarrassing moment. Their embarrassing moment is, one time I caused mass panic and shut down the circus. Whoa! Actually shut down a circus. Let's find out what Fairly Gnarly has to say. So the story is, when I was around 8 or 9, happy birthday for when you were 8 or 9, my family took me to the circus. It was a big deal. We didn't go to do things like that very often, so we were all excited. The air smelled like popcorn and animals, and the lights and music were almost too much to take in. Partway through the show, I told my mum I didn't feel good. She barely looked at me and said, "You've had too much junk, just watch the show." About 10 seconds later, I projectile vomited a lot. My little brother took a direct hit to the back of the head and it ricocheted onto everyone in the surrounding area, and I puked again over several rows of people in front of us. Now that's a show. It was like I became a fountain of horror. People screamed. People screamed and jumped out of their seats. I tried to dodge it, but I couldn't stop. Once you're going, once there's stuff coming out of your mouth, it's not going to stop, is it? There is no way you're going to be absolutely able to stop that. But I'm already loving this story. The worst part, the panic spread. The people I hit jumped up so fast, others around them started doing the same. It was like a domino effect of projectile vomit everywhere. Then the people who weren't even near me saw that and panicked too. It turned into a full-blown ripple effect across the arena. Like I had set off some kind of disgusting chain reaction. It's like you set off a Mexican wave, innit? That's what it was like. A Mexican wave of vomit everywhere. Everyone was shouting, moving and trying to get out, like someone had a gun. Like it was a terrorist attack. It could have been. You could have just, I think ISIS or Hamas would have took you on board. My mum was trying to cut through the chaos to get my brother and I to the bathroom to clean us both up. I remember feeling stunned and nausea in the eye of the storm that I had created. I love this story. It's hilarious. On the ride home, I threw up into a paper McDonald's bag until the bottom gave out and dumped into my lap. My aunt, who was visiting from out of state, looked over and said, "Glad it's not my rental." And rolled down her window. That was all about anyone said the whole ride. When we got home, me and my brother were both soaked in puke and smelt like sour milk. To this day, and without fail, in brackets, but with better preparation on my part, I have gotten sick either during or after every circus. Disney on Ice, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and David Copperfield. I just think you're allergic to live shows, ain't you? I wouldn't want you at my gig because you'll be just vomiting. Not from being in there, just from the sound of my material. I have always wondered what causes me to throw up with so much force, and why does it happen when I'm around big crowds? Perhaps it's the lights, the sounds, or the excitement. What I do know is this is just one of many embarrassing stories of me throwing up. I've got to know some more. You got to tell me some more. Just like Weirdo, who sent me a reply. I would like you to send me a reply fairly gnarly, because that is absolutely brilliant. Very good storyteller. I could just picture it all in my head. Didn't matter where you were. I could just picture someone vomiting everywhere. What a great story. The only time I remember puking was when I went to one of my friend's house just for like a party. He invited me. I think it was his daughter's birthday. And me and my wife weren't that long together. We were about 2 years in. And I thought, come on, I'll take you as well. So we both went to Leicester. And I remember being a really hot summer's day. And it was so hot that son got to me because I was drinking. And I remember drinking, oh God, what was the name of that drink now? It was a drink that you mix with something else. I think it's Dorino. Dorino? I can't remember the name now. Oh, that was it. It was Disaronno. I had to Google it. So I had Disaronno, and mate, it ended up being a disaster, more like a Disaronno. Ended up going to my wife's car. She was I was too drunk to drive. She's never drove on the motorway, so I really put her in a bad situation. And we were in her car as well, which didn't help. And I ended up just puking everywhere in the car. It went all over me. It went all over the passenger side. It went on the gearbox. Oh my God, it went everywhere. And the smell was horrific. And I had to take the car to a car wash place so they can vet it. And yeah, it was absolutely awful. That's the only time I can remember vomiting embarrassingly everywhere. I'm actually thinking of getting myself a new car at the moment. I've had my car for about 8 years now. A Skoda Octavia VRS, great car, has a Golf GTI engine in it. I've done a lot of mileage. I mean, it's a diesel. I've done like 173,000 miles. And now I'm thinking it's time to upgrade myself. Do I get myself an SUV? There are SUVs everywhere, aren't they? In a way, I'm kind of sick of seeing them on the road, yet I want one. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. I think it's because of the size and you feel intimidated by them. And they always like to push in. When you're in traffic, they think they're on the frigging road. I'll make sure I'm not going to be one of those people. But whenever I go on holiday and I rent a car out, I always pick an SUV just to see what it's like to drive. And yes, I do enjoy driving an SUV. Will it be practical? I don't know. But I am debating which car to get. I took my car to We Buy Any Car, and they said they'll give me like £2,500, but I think it's worth another 1,000 on top. But you're always going to get less. Car dealerships give you even less than that, but we'll have to see. You never know. By the time you hear the next episode, I'll probably have a new car. You know when you buy like new trainers or a new sofa? I don't know why I said sofa. Something that's new. Yeah, trainers, clothes. They've always got this nice smell to it, haven't they? Fresh. Lovely. Yes. I wonder if I buy a new car, although it's used, will it have that fresh new car scent? Or will I just have to get one of those magic trees that you put on the dash, maybe the new car scent one, and just see how it goes with that? The reason I'm saying scent and smells is because today's No Stupid Question relates to that. But I've got my good old friend, DJ Trump, who's going to do the introduction.
I have to say, he's a wonderful guy. He's always got a funny thing to say on radio. My fellow Americans and United Kingdom, even everybody else out there, it's time for No Stupid Questions.
Thank you, DJ Trump. It is time for No Stupid Questions. This one has been put up by Mermaid88. Mermaid88 is obviously related to the smell of smells. Don't know why I worded it like that, but I saw this and I thought, is there any way I'll be able to answer this question? The question that Mermaid is asking, what makes babies smell so good? The so is in capitals. What makes a baby smell? I mean, new babies, they're like new cars, aren't they? Fresh, out the womb. They've not been touched by the atmosphere that we're surrounded in. Maybe there's no germs on it. That's probably why babies smell so good. That's the only thing I can think of. Fresh skin, flesh, tears. I don't know why I said tears. I'm just picturing a baby coming out crying out of a womb. Is that the reason? I don't know. Why are they asking this? Because they're saying that they are a 17-year-old female. Happy birthday. And they are babysitting. And I heard a ton about how good babies smell. And I'm realizing now it's true. I just don't understand it. She doesn't understand it. All this thing does is throw up and poo everywhere. If it's throwing up, are you sure you're not having fair gnarly? You're not babysitting fair gnarly, are you? Anyway, she's saying he drinks hot milk and farts every other second. But he smells like heaven. I'm sniffing him like every 2 minutes. Is there any science behind this? Ew, I don't know. Some people have answered her question. Whether it answers a question or they are just criticising that person, I'm going to have to find out. Someone has responded by saying, nothing to add directly, but when my son was born, like 2 or 3 months, my sister would come over and just smell him, like wafty scent over themselves as he slept in the crib. They were like dogs, just smelling his hair, his shirt. They hold him and put their face against his body and just inhale as deeply as they could. I'm going to see if this question can be answered by the one, the only, Chat LGBT. Chat LGBT has responded within a split second. It's like it knew I was going to ask this question, or it's been waiting for this question to be answered in such a long time. First of all, Chat LGBT saying is, I love this question. And you are right to wonder. It's kind of wild when you think about it. How does a tiny human who literally leaks from every orifice still manage to smell amazing? Here's the science behind why babies smell so good. Number one, their skin chemistry is unique. Newborns have a very different mix of skin lipids than adults. Their skin produces certain natural chemicals that creates a pleasant, mild scent. This mix is partially influenced by a leftover substance from birth. I was kinda right. Like the vernix caesoa, whatever that is. It's the waxy coating babies that are born with, and by their undeveloped sweat glands. Number 2, evolutionary purpose. Researchers think that baby smell is evolutionary adaptation. The scent activates reward centers in the adult brain, especially in people who can take care of the baby. Like babysitters. One 2013 study showed that the smell of newborns triggers the brain's dopamine pathways, similar to how food or other rewards work. Basically, nature designed a baby to smell to make adults want to cuddle and care for them. Number 3, lack of baby odor causing bacteria. Babies don't have the same type of bacteria on their skin than older kids and adults, which develop during puberty. No bacteria means no funky smells. I am a scientist. Their sweat glands, especially the apocrine glands, cause BO, aren't really active yet. Number 4, baby products and laundry. If you're using any baby shampoo, lotion, or baby detergent, these tend to be scented with super mild, comforting fragrances that enhance the smell you're picking up. In short, babies smell good because of a mix of natural skin chemicals, a lack of bad bacteria, and evolutionary programming designed to bond caregivers to them. Also, yes, it's hilarious that a creature who poos and wheezes can smell divine. That's why babies smell so good. So it's genetics. It's the skin layer fat that surrounds the baby, which is inside of the mom's womb, and the babies don't have any BO because they're too young. That's why a baby smells good. Genius. I'll tell you what is a genius. My son. It's his birthday today. It's today. The day of me recording the podcast episode. Not the day you're listening to it. It's already passed. Why are you recording a podcast episode, Lovdev, when you should be celebrating your son's 14th birthday? Well, he wants to go and get some train tracks, which I've just realised I've got to go and do. So I'm going to have to quickly wrap up this podcast so I can attend him. But before I do that, I wanted to tell you a little quick story. I had a gig down in Littleport in a place called Ely, which is near Cambridgeshire, if you're wondering. There was a woman in there who was a deaf audience member. She had the most infectious laugh ever. I've never heard anyone have such an infectious laugh. She was great. So I told her about my brother that is deaf. And I'd done a couple of jokes and she was loving it. But what I noticed was other people were a bit hesitant to laugh. But I was like, look, she's deaf and she's laughing at deaf jokes. So don't feel awkward, you know. Don't feel sorry for her or anything like that. She's coming in to enjoy herself, which was a nice thing to have. And it's little moments like that. Doing comedy is what I love about it. She was a great sport. I am gigging tonight. I've got a charity gig and I'm headlining it, which is in Northampton, which ain't too far from me. So I am looking forward to that. But I'm just thinking to myself, let's do another quick topic and we'll probably end it with a weird news story. So today's next podcast episode is this.
Ask the UK.
Thank you. It is Ask the UK. It's been put up by somebody called Padded Vals. Their Ask the UK question is, what is the stupidest thing your parent regularly does? I can answer that question to you right now. I wouldn't say it's stupid. I'd say it's more concerning than stupid. So my mum, she would come over every morning, probably because she wants to know I haven't killed them. It's like she didn't trust me. She'd come over, just start cleaning the house, start making them food, picking them up, changing their clothes, and I'd be like, Mum, I'm a grown adult. She wouldn't listen though. She'd ignore me. It's like she thinks I need the help. So I would say that's probably the stupidest thing that my mum, as a parent, regularly does. She still does it now. She'll still come over, see how I'm doing. Oh, I brought some food for the kids. Lovdev. Bought food for the kids. You know, have you feeded them? Of course I feeded them, mummy. They're not fish, you know. I do know when to feed my kids. So that, for me, is probably what it is. I want to know what he's put down, or they, or she, or he, or me. They are saying my father is convinced that he has to sit a certain way in his living room, or else his illegally streaming box will buffer more than it does. The funny thing is, it still buffers, even when he's in his pose. But he has convinced himself that it's less than any other time. He will not listen to anyone with half a brain telling him. That's because he has his router 15 to 20 minutes away through 3 brick walls and an old setup. Luckily, I don't live there anymore, so he rarely has to hear my mum complain about it. That's hilarious. So your dad sits in a certain position because he's worried that his dodgy box isn't gonna play up. That's like when my parents used to play on the old consoles. When I used to have a Commodore 64, Nintendo, my mum used to like wave the controller. So if she wants to go left, she'll throw it towards the left side of the room. or go right, down. So she'd actually move the physical controller rather than the buttons. And that is very similar. I don't know why your dad thinks that sitting in a specific way, he's going to interrupt the internet connection. Why don't... So what if he needs the toilet or he needs to, I don't know, grab a cup of tea? What does your dad do? The most concerning thing is you've got an illegal streaming box. Maybe he wonders if he moves in a different way, the police will pick him up and he'll be fined and arrested. That's probably what it is. This is hilarious, though. I must admit, I absolutely love that your dad sits in a funny position. You should just leave him there. When your dad goes and you have to get a coffin made for him, you're just going to have to do that. You're going to have to get it specifically made for the way he sits, and maybe even stick in an illegal streaming box inside of his coffin. Right, folks, it is time to end the podcast with today's weird news story. This story comes all the way from Australia, and the title of the story is Australian Man's Strange Condition Where He Can't Feel Hot or Cold Baffles Doctors. What? Is this guy a superhero? He can't feel the cold or the hot weather, or just hot as in generally heat? Let's find out. He's a 22-year-old man. Happy birthday. Lives in Australia. Has been suffering from a mystery illness from the past 5 years, where he cannot feel the heat or cold on his hands and feet. Baffling the doctors. Aidan McManus was only 17 and in the final year of his high school when he began losing some of the sensations in his feet, according to a report from 9 News in Australia. His mother, Angela McManus, shout out to Angela McManus, said that he started complaining about feeling tingly and numb in his feet. In the initial diagnosis, the doctor said it was fluid retention and gave him some medicine. However, the medicine proved ineffective as Aidan started having difficulty walking, in addition to post-viral irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. As the condition worsened, he was referred to a neurologist who ran a series of tests on him to find the underlying cause. They must have done about 20-odd blood tests. They cut a piece of nerve out of his leg to do biopsy. They had lumbar puncture and genetic testing. None of these tests showed up any answers, said his mum. He was ultimately diagnosed with a generalized nerve disorder, anaxopephalal neuropathy. That is the first time I've said anything right. Which disrupts how nerve cells transmit signals throughout the body. As per McManus, when her son picks up something hot, he feels cold. When she holds something cold, he gets a burning sensation. What? Are they genetically, wired together, but not? For those obvious reasons, he can't cook. He's got to be very careful. When I do give him meals, I've got to say it's really hot or it's really cold. His ability to walk, as well as his balance and coordination, has all been affected. Aidan's condition is progressive and very unlikely to resolve, as per neurologist, family troubles have been compounded by the National Disability Insurance rejecting his application. The disability body said Aidan could not be provided funding as he has not examined all possible treatments. The neurologist treating him wrote a letter to the National Disability Insurance informing them that there was no treatment available apart from pain relief. There's nothing much the doctors could do. I would strongly support him being eligible for inclusion in the NDIS, as I believe he has an incurable disability and will continue to worsen. That is today's weird news story. A man who can't feel the hot or cold. Absolute superhero. You can be a superhero by leaving me a review, liking my post, follow me on my social medias, Lovdev Barpega, comedian, and drop a comment, send me a reply, say hello if you fancy it. If you don't, share this with your friends. And yeah, I need more listeners. Thank you for listening. This is today's podcast. I've got to go. I've got to celebrate my son's birthday. See you guys in a week's time.